Welcome back. Well, you heard the dog owner speaking about how much he loves the dog, how he's raised the dog. But for all the love that he has for the dog, this particular dog has become a menace for the locality. We spoke to the people, we spoke to the residents of the locality to see what they had to say and what injuries one girl has sustained. Let's listen in. One man's love for his dog has become the entire locality's menace. It seems like this particular dog has bitten almost 8 kids in the locality, and we have all these kids joining us to, protest about this menace, and has complained to several authorities to get this dog removed from their apartment building, but nothing seems to have worked out so far. Finally, they've come out to NEWS9 to request or somehow find a way out of this problem, because these kids are in danger day after day. This particular girl has been bitten. How many stitches does she have? What has happened to her?
She has totally 6 stitches. One on a hand. Okay. One which has just missed her neck, her chest, if you can see over here. Okay. Her leg completely, even down portion. Yeah. And we still don't know whether the dog has been sterilized, any injections been given. This is the second time. The first time they requested us not to do anything, just leave it. We just gave an injection, we got it done. But this happened the second time. If my wife was not there, because she was just coming behind, this dog would have manhandled her. Because the dog was on top of her, she was on the ground, lying on the ground. He just charged.
He could have done anything more.
The dog was charging for her neck.
Actually, I was walking and coming with my mother, and the dog was making funny noises. So, I told my mom to tell the owners to tie the dog. By the time they come out, it bit my leg, so I fell down. It climbed upon me. I was unconscious to tell. I don't know what was happening. Then my mother pushed, there's one cycle there, pushed it on me. Then the dog left me and went. But the owners they were standing out, but they even never came and they
didn't even check on you.
Yeah.
Why is this problem persisting? If there's something, if it's so bad, you're saying all these children here have been bit. Have you been bit?
No. Yes, miss.
Yeah, you have been bit.
Yes.
What happened?
Yeah.
It bit her on the hand.
Yeah, I mean, if this is so bad, the problem, then really, aren't you doing anything about it?
Yeah, it even bit my son very badly on the big toe, and skin was just coming out, and it was bleeding.
What are you doing?
He didn't do anything actually, but he was just coming on the stairs, and the dog charged him.
Okay, how long is this problem?
This has been happening from 1 year. We've been telling him to get away with the dog. He's not bothered. He just does what he says. If you ask him anything, he said it's bit my son also, my children also. So we said, why don't you give away the dog or do that? Even yesterday in the hospital, because the doctors were not willing to do the stitches for her, because they wanted us to sign, because he was just bleeding. It was completely, her full dress was full of blood. Then he's telling me, no, don't worry, I'll get rid of the dog. That's what was said yesterday. But today, because I don't know what influence he is in the station, he's telling me, you do what you want. And even to the other TV9 channel who came right now, TV9 Kannada, he told them we can't do it. We will not go leave the dog. We will keep the dog with us.
Well,
that's
his love for the dog. That's his unconditional love. But then, but since it's become a menace for you, haven't you complained to concerned authorities? Yes. What action have they taken to the BBMP or the police station that this problem?
We did meet. We did go to the Ashranagar police station. We lodged a FIR complaint over there, which yesterday they told us action will be taken. They told us that today at 1:30 they will give us a call, and we will talk and we'll decide what to do. And they only asked us to go to the BBMP office to meet person Naresh. We went to the Naresh, we told him, he said by 3 o'clock we will come and we will take the dog. We will take action. Okay, so what happened after that? After 12:30 we went to the station. The same person, the dog's owner, was already there. He was like distributing something to the inspectors, and I clearly asked him, I told the inspector, what in Kannada, are you taking lancha from him? That's the reason they were smiling and talking to him. He said, no, we are buying the helmet, because he's a helmet dealer. He supplies helmets to the police department. So I asked this question, she said, why, we don't have money or what? And then she called us aside, is why an FIR? We can just go ahead with this, don't worry, the BBMP will come, they'll take the dog and go, and every action will be taken. So we came back here, the dog was still left loose in the same condition. Okay,
the dog is not even tying the dog. No. And he's feeding the dog, he's taking care of it, so there's no reason for the dog to really bite her.
Yes,
so there's something wrong with the dog, you feel?
Yes, there's something wrong, because it's only my child is fine. There are others also, right, who are saying the same thing. If it is only done to her, it's fine. And this child, the dog knows this child from more than 2 years, because she's always been here. So if it's a new person, yes, we could agree. Okay, and they know it. Even they are saying the same thing. This child has been here, the dog plays, it goes. There's something wrong with the dog. Either it has gone into the flesh, like raw meat.
It enjoys it, yes.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Because if you had to see her yesterday, the condition full of blood and the teeth was gone.
It's quite bad. Whatever we see right here, this girl's been bitten at 3 different places. Her hand, literally at her shoulder and her leg, and this dog owner doesn't seem to let go of his dog in spite of it being such a menace. Well, is he really waiting for more injuries to happen or someone to really pass out for him to take action over this? Police, not the BBMP, have come here or taken any stock of the situation. Nobody has come to their rescue. What's going to happen unless the dog owner really decides that the safety of these children here, the safety of the human beings here are more important than him protecting the dog? Until then, nothing's going to change. Besides, only if the officials come and intervene, only then something's going to happen. In the meanwhile, we're hoping that you're taking some sort of precautions. Are you keeping yourself distant from that dog?
We are, but how can we? We need to pass that, right? The dog is down here.
You're saying it's highly impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible to go up the steps because the dog is near the gate.
And you
It
have
is
to
going
pass the gate and go upstairs.
You have to pass his gate. And what makes it all the more worse is that the dog owner is also the building owner for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So is he harassing you in any other way? What is he saying?
He's already harassed my mother to either I'll not let go of the dog, but you need to shift the house.
Okay.
Or because my mother's taking tuitions here, he's saying that you cannot do tuitions. I'll give a complaint stating that you're using this for commercial purpose. She's a retired person. She has about 10 children coming for tuition and they pay a small amount because this area is like that.
Absolutely.
Okay. He's told her today you need to shift. He's called these people and told them to tell her to shift. He's not told her directly also, or else I will see that you get out of this house.
Oh God.
You're not going to come. And he's telling me, being the son, you have no rights to come over here and question anything.
That's absolutely terrible. I mean, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to... Is really the life of the dog or protecting this particular stray dog, which is not even sterilized, more important than the life of these children here? The owner really needs to do something about this as soon as possible. We're hoping, we're requesting, at least through our medium, through NEWS9, he really listens to the cries of these children, looks at the plight of this little girl that she's got. How many stitches have you got? Six stitches. I mean, and well, one of the brightest girls in her class, her school teachers are worried about her performing in her education. I mean, if this is going to be the situation right here, well, God save all of you. We're just hoping that the officials come here, intervene as soon as possible. With camera person Devya, this is Nabila for NEWS9. Well, it indeed has become quite a menace. We hear, according to surveys, at least 5 lakh stray dogs on the streets of Bengaluru. How is the BBMP or concerned authorities really gaining control over the menace of dogs biting? Well, do you have such a problem in your locality? Do you feel, do you have a problem with people who feed stray dogs? Well, even if they are feeding them, is it a worry for you that these dogs are going to attack you? Have you been attacked in your locality? Call us on 08022360302 or 03. Coming back to our guests here, joining us, the victim here of this dog attack, Nicole. Nicole, thank you. How are you feeling?
It's okay.
Smile. That smile is... that smile makes us happy.
She
You
always
okay?
smiles.
Always smiling. You're okay? Is it still hurting?
It's okay.
To
It's
see
okay.
here. No,
No, we saw it. It's really bad. We don't know how you're, with so much guts, you're staying in that building even now when that dog is just there and you have to pass that dog every day, right?
Yes.
Okay, we have Veronica joining us, Nicole's grandmom. We have Shirley joining us. Thank you, Shirley. We also have Royston, Nicole's father, and Rafael, a friend, as well as our dog guru, Amrit, joining us, a dog psychologist, to tell us more on this, on the psyche of this particular dog. What's happening, Amrit? This dog is being fed. It's being taken care of. It's being kept, not untied. They don't tie it even, just so that it can move around. So, and the dog's very familiar with all of these people. He's, every day these kids walk in front of the dog, so the dog can smell them, it can see, it knows who they are.
Right.
So why is this dog still attacking? What do you feel is...
See, they could, firstly, it's a sad note that we have so many children being bitten by one particular dog, and it's an Indian dog. Now, I wouldn't jump into a conclusion that the dog has a problem, and it's not right for us to even tell them to withstand the number of bites they're getting in the locality.
This girl has
can't
to go
happen.
through rabies shots now.
Right. Just because I'm dog guru or I love dogs, I would not be a person telling them that. Withstand the bites and just be careful and be far away from it.
Yeah.
See, the number of bites and most of it for children, shows that the dog is not comfortable with children. Now we cannot move away the children out of that place because they also belong to that thing. So if there are there is somebody who's guardian of the dog, who's taking care of the dog, watching for the dog, then it is completely their responsibility to either keep it tied at normal hours of the day, if they want to give it exercise, walk him, take him out for walks, or keep him in an enclosure, keep him in your house. That's the best thing I would say, because dogs are territorial. Now because you've given him a bigger place, so he thinks the whole thing is his territory. They can confine the territory. Putting the dog into a cage, I wouldn't tell a small bird cage or something like that, giving him an enclosure, probably a 3x5 or something like that for 3 hours, 4 hours a day, then giving him a walk, putting him back for 3-4 hours a day will not make the dog aggressive. First thing. Now just leaving him there can make it aggressive because he's not getting his play, he's not getting his exercise. They may be giving him food. Just giving food for a dog, firstly, who's not very comfortable with children, leaving him out is not going to, you're not doing good to the dog. Rather, tomorrow it may end up that they may have to euthanize the dog continuously biting children. If you want your dog to stay back or live, either take up more responsible steps, tie the dog, get him trained. I run a psychological center, and I vouch on NEWS9 that I would do it free. I would train the dog completely to be obedient without taking a penny. First thing, because it's an Indian dog. These are the dogs who come to my center. They're dogs who've killed children as well. And those dogs are tamed and they're very comfortable today. They're owners' dogs, basically, bred dogs. That's an Indian dog. I watch to take it and train him. That's maximum I can do. But me training the dog there with my pack of dogs is just telling the dog how to behave. But they, again, being pack animals, they require a pack leader. So the owners of this dog, or who claim to be guardians of the dog, you should have taken responsibility by now, or take it now and take care of the dog. If I tell you that the dog would require post-training 3 hours of walking a day, then you'll have to give 3 hours of walking a day if you want the dog. Otherwise, you'll have to either give it to QPA, Karuna Animal Welfare, or do something like that.
Yeah, but I think most importantly, if you can't take care of the dog, right, don't have a dog.
Right. Taking care of a dog doesn't mean giving him the leftover food or giving him some very good food. Taking care of the dog, it's a dog. Threat to his resource would turn to aggression. What is his resource? His food, his territory, his mate, and his exercise. If he's not getting his exercise, he would want to take out his energy somewhere. And when there are children running around, the instinct of any animal, especially a wolf or a dog, tells that capture anything moving fast. So the child may be running to go home, the child may be running because she has homework, and a brilliant child like that who's good with her education, she may be going fast to do whatever things because she's got 12 hours in a day to finish her school, finish her extracurricular activities. So we can't tell everybody walk very slowly in front of the dog or something like that. Or children not to play in your house or near your house. So whatever the children have been doing here, until and unless the children throw a stone at the dog, pull the tail of the dog or something like that and get bitten, then they are provoked. But most of what we've been seeing in the last couple of minutes or with the visuals is that the dog is himself biting people and children, then the dog requires help. And I'm ready to help if you are ready to take up the responsibility, because I can only board it for a month or two and train him and give him back to you. But you'll have to continuously practice what is trained, give them the exercise, and he can be an obedient dog as far as he's next to you. For him to be next to you, you'll have to leash him.
And do you see that, the triangular space there? That's where the dog's been tied. And we hear that the dog's most often left loose, right? Only a few, maybe how many hours? In the night is it tied?
Throughout it's left loose. They never tie it.
Throughout the day or night it's left loose. So like you're saying, the dog feels, authority over his territory.
Absolutely.
And that's why he's...
And see, again, the corner they've given him there, the visual itself shows that the white of the eyes, the dog's white part of the eyes is shown. Dog's white part of the eyes comes out, either they're very scared or they're very angry, two of it. And both are dangerous. Because scared is what leads to anger. Fear leads to personal protection or biting.
Dog, the moment the camera person went to take
the
a
white
shot,
comes out.
Sat down,
the way he's showing, it's not yes, though it looks like submissive for people, over experience it is not submissive.
I felt really bad looking at the dog. I really thought, how can you say the dog that looks so sweet? Look at that.
Right. See, all the body postures, him putting his hand back, ears back, white of the eyes, tells that he is very scared.
Yeah,
The
I
more he
really
is
felt bad
scared,
for the dog. In fact, the moment I spoke to these, the family members, the girl was bitten. I was so furious. I went and took a look at the dog. I felt so bad. I said, "Oh, this dog, it's sitting like that. Look at that. Just
why
look
is
at
it
that."
sitting like that?
I don't know.
Isn't it supposed to? Isn't it supposed to
nervous.
wag a tail when a person like you? See, you don't have to talk, but your body posture telling, "Oh, you're so cute, you're so lovely. Why are you sitting like that?" That body posture itself supposed to bring the dog out wagging its tail. If he, or at least stand there and wag his tail. If he's not moving at all, shows that he's scared.
Why is he scared? If he's if he's otherwise so aggressive.
No, aggressiveness or his biting also is coming out because of his fear.
Yeah, but why is he? What is? I mean, today I was there, but otherwise.
See, he's scared of a lot of things. We don't know. Until I meet the dog, we wouldn't know. And we at least needed the owner here to tell us what are his daily routines. So owning a dog responsibly doesn't mean you feed it and tie it. Like I told you, every 3 hours after being tied, you'll have to give him an exercise. At least 30 minutes of a walk around. Take him into your house, leave him free there, bring him back in time.
Stray dogs, bred dogs, whatever.
Any dog requires exercise. Lack of exercise is what leads into a lot of tearing papers, which people call me, their own lovely dogs, very good with human beings, very good with other dogs, but they tear carpets, they tear pillows, they tear sofas. A lot of our colleagues in NEWS9 also have told me that, my dog has torn everything apart at home.
Yeah.
That's again lack of exercise. Now, not giving the dog exercise, keeping him tied in a corner, at least for a couple of hours a day is not going to help.
Right.
You will have to exercise him.
You wanted to know about the routine of that dog. We'll ask, the girl's father right after a short break to see what different could the dog owner do, since the dog owner is not here. But he's definitely watching because I told him so. So if you can give him a word or two of advice. After a short break, we'll be right back.